Good morning. I hope this is good morning for me, and whichever part of the day this video finds you, my dear students of class 9. So I hope you're doing well. Uh, this is a time when I don't think I need to give you more instructions about social distancing and all. You've been hearing about this for so long. Okay, so I hope you're maintaining everything to take care of your health and hygiene. So to cover up your syllabus, we are going to do some lessons. Not these lessons we are going to do now, okay, and maybe if needed we are going to review it once we get back to school. But it is also very important that you pay attention to it, okay. The video will be up there for more than 24 hours. You can see it as many times as you want, and then make sure that whatever instructions are given, you follow them promptly, properly. You just do it in the notebook as per the instruction, okay. Please don't leave it pending like you do in school all the time, okay. Just make sure that whatever work is assigned to you today, I'm going to assign you some work. That work is carried out today itself. Don't wait for it to be completed tomorrow and the next day. That's not going to work, okay. Just make sure it is done today itself, okay. And I want you to pay attention on what you're going to learn today, okay. So the lesson that I'm going to do today is from your book Beehive. Okay, before we start the lesson, I want you to listen to this piece of music first. Okay, so you just heard some music with your ears, right? Today you had to use your faculty of hearing to listen to that music. Now, if I tell you about somebody who can create music without hearing, how do you feel? Okay, so I'm going to do this chapter called The Sound of Music. This is a 2-lesson series, okay. One is about a girl who cannot hear, but she can create music. She can speak, but she cannot hear, and she creates some beautiful music. Now, the piece of music that you just heard is called xylophone. Now, this is a percussion music. What you need to do is you just need to beat something to create music. Now, this girl is actually an expert in percussion music, okay. Be it xylophone or some drums or some other stuff, she's an expert. But she can create music without hearing it. Actually, she can feel music with all her body parts, okay. So now, let's go through this before you read section on page number 17. Okay, so there's a beautiful line written about this girl. Okay, I'm going to reveal the name of the girl later. Let's just read about her. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. So most of the time what we do is we hear music and then we just take it for granted. But she can feel music, and because of that she can create it far more beautifully than us. And the name of the girl is Evelyn Glennie. Okay, so now there are a few concerts that this girl has done. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to research about her on YouTube. Okay, just type these words, Evelyn Glennie, you can see the spelling in your book, and then see what kind of music she creates. And remember, she cannot hear the real music. Actually, she can just feel it, and then she creates it beautifully. So before we start the lesson, there are some words that are there in the glossary. Okay, so I'm going to show you these words. I'm going to read out those words. You can pause the video after read out all these words, then go through the glossary first, get the meanings, then come back to the chapter. Okay, so the first word is impaired. Next, xylophone, percussionist, potential, jostle, slight, daunting, aspiring musician, workaholic, priority, flawlessly, lilt, tingles, resonances. Please look for all these words in the glossary section. Look for the meanings. Okay, now we're going to read the chapter together. Okay, so just open your book and read it along with me. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Now there's a little slight girl, very thin. Okay, she's waiting for a train because she wants to go to London to pursue a career in music. Okay, to pursue her studies in music. But she looks normal like any other teenager. Okay, she's 17 years old and she looks actually younger than what her real age is. But she faces a big challenge, that is, she cannot hear. She is profoundly deaf. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. Okay, she didn't lose it all at once. Slowly, she lost it. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers, but by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. Everything suddenly looked black, said Evelyn. So you can see she didn't lose her hearing all at once. Okay, it started very gradually, and by her 11th year, when she was unable to pay attention on what was happening in the classroom, there her headmistress told her parents that she had lost her hearing and she needed some aid, and it was better that she went to a school which she was recommended that she goes to a school for the deaf. Okay, and Evelyn was devastated because she felt everything was black now. Her life had become very difficult only at the age of 11. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was very determined. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist, I told you percussion is when something is beaten to create music. Okay, Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. Don't listen through your ears, he would say. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. So now she cannot hear from her ears. So now this man, he taught her to hear music using some other methods, okay, through other body parts. Says Evelyn, suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the low one from the waist down. Forbes repeated the exercise and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. I'd learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So you can imagine, actually she was actually spotting the body parts which were vibrating once she heard those music, okay, and she realized that the upper part was responding to some beats of the drum, the lower part of the body was responding to some other parts of other beats of the drum. This is how she discovered, and with determination she made sure that she pursued her career in music. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of the 3-year-old course, she had captured most of the top awards. So by the third year, okay, when she started performing, she had actually got so many awards, and they were also top of the league. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you're going, you'll get there. So she didn't create any ego out of it, because she was saying it is possible for every human being. Maybe because I worked a bit hard, that's why I got these awards. She was very humble. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beards give me trouble. She laughed. It is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. My speech is clear because I could not hear till I was 11. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. So you can understand, she can't hear, but she reads the lips of people, and then she can actually reply without hearing. She just notices the vibrations of how people talk, and she also expresses people. If people have some beard, she finds it a bit difficult because the lip movement is restricted. Okay, otherwise she finds it very easy to converse with people, and she is very humble in that. But then she went on to learn some other languages also, French and Japanese, and nobody knows how she was able to do it without hearing. As for music, she explained, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even my hair. So music is there in every part of her body. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. By learning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. So these are the methods she uses, and very beautiful methods. She makes sure that she's open to all types of vibrations so that she can hear through her body and then create beautiful music out of it. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels. Beautiful. Far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Now you know what is workaholic. You've gone through the glossary. Okay? She loves her work. I've just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. I'm working hard and I'm reaping enormous results. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is no way they cannot go. Okay, so she is a big inspiration, not just for the deaf people. I think it's for people like us also, because if by losing such a faculty of hearing is very important. Okay, she can do so much in life, then imagine what we can do, because God has bestowed us with so many beautiful things. Our sense of hearing is so good, our sense of sight is so good, our sense of smell is so good. All our 5 senses are functioning at our maximum. So imagine if a girl who cannot hear anything, she's using up all her body parts to hear, can do something like this. If she can get top awards, imagine what we can do as human beings. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. If Evelyn can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson. What I want you to do is, I just want you to reflect what you're really passionate about. Like Evelyn, she was so passionate about her music. She knew by the age of 11 that she loved music. Okay, and her life was almost devastated when she found out that she could not hear. But her passion for music was so great that she pursued it in a beautiful way, and she went on to win so many awards. And despite of winning so many awards, she was so humble. Okay, she is always humble, and she always maintained it that if people work hard, it is not difficult for any of us to achieve what we want. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to think of something that you are really passionate about. It could be music, okay, it could be acting, it could be cooking, it could be maybe some arrangement in your home, you like decoration and all. Okay, it could be some embroidery, it could be anything. Just find what you're really passionate about. Okay, and I want you to write a paragraph on how that thing is helping you whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel when it's the end of the day, it's the end of a long day, when you pursue that hobby or when you pursue that passion, how do you feel? I want you to express your feelings in 250 words. Okay, and the next what I want you to do is, I want today itself, okay, please don't leave it pending for the week. I want you to complete this work today itself, the paragraph writing as well as this section, thinking about the text. Okay, so answer these questions in a few words or a couple of sentences each. That means you need to answer these questions at least in a few sentences, 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, and there, that is question number 1 and 2. Answer each of these question number 1 and subsections 1 and 2. You need to answer them in 2 or 3 sentences. Now question number 2 and the subsections 1 and 2, answer each of these questions in a short paragraph, 30 to 40 words. Now you need to have at least 30 to 40 words to answer those 2 questions. Okay, next question number 3, answer the question in 2 or 3 paragraphs. Okay, how does Evelyn hear music? Please don't write everything that is there in the book. Okay, the information is there in the book. What I want you to do is, I want you to write it down in your own language. Okay, how she's able to hear music, and that you need to write in at least 100 to 150 words. And you're going to write another paragraph on a thing that you're really passionate about. I want you to think about how does it help you, what are the things that that you do, how does it help you, and what are the steps you're going to take to pursue that career later. Okay, pursue that passion later. If not a career, maybe with another career also you can pursue that passion. So just make sure that you complete this work today itself. Okay, so I'll see you next week with the lesson, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan.